Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Sarah Upside Down here. I made it through the week. It is Friday, although I'm still reminding myself that it's Friday because this week has been chaotic, and not even because of all the videos and stuff. That's definitely been a lot more added on. But just some different stuff, like Leo wasn't feeling well at school. He doesn't have, the virus or whatever, that's great, but it's been a crazy week. Then my phone just died yesterday. So that's one of the reasons why I'm also doing a live today. Although my phone looks in perfect condition, it's a little bit frustrating. So I've had to use a lot of my tools lately because I start to get overwhelmed, and that makes it easier to get overstimulated a lot more. And then I need to stim more because of, when you get stressed and stuff. Hey, how's it going? Glad you're here. Anyways, so today I had to finally, after like 2 days of my car telling me that the tire was going down. Okay, it was 3 days. I get it. It's 3 days. I'm guilty. And I just had so many things going on. Like I literally could not function, and I would have to remind myself that my tire is flat and I need to go get it done. And so I was there for like an hour with the kids running around in circles this morning, and I was able to accomplish that. Obviously not my laundry yet, that I didn't know was in the background, but whatever. Executive functioning sucks, and I'll get there. So today I'm going to be Sarah the Explorer. I'm going to show y'all all this stuff that I shoved in my backpack. I don't carry all of it every time I go somewhere, but they're just different things that I've accumulated over time. Some of them I've lost, but stuff that helps if I go to like my Thursday night class and can help me when I need to stim or have some sort of tool, or like things that have helped my eye sensitivities sensory wise, and just other health issues that have made me very light sensitive. But then again, I also was as a kid. So just a bunch of different tools I have. This won't be a long episode today. I probably say that every time, but whatever, So I'm going to start out by grabbing my hat that I was sort of already wearing today. Look at me. So one of the things that I have learned to use a lot more is a hat, because it kind of blocks out the light and stuff, and it just sort of like closes you in here, makes you feel kind of safe, and then you don't have to worry about the light just going directly into your eyes. I'm sorry about your battery. That is a bummer. But yeah, I'm tired of dealing with car problems. It's annoying. It's just little things though. It's like not breaking down, but it's just like falling apart slowly. So, but anyhow, but yeah, I like wearing hats. I used to get really like aggravated with wearing them or having things on my head whenever I was a kid. That was like a very big sensory aversion, I would say, but it's helped me more with the light stuff. And so you kind of like have to pick which one you want more. So got my big backpack over here. Got my bow and arrow. Okay, you don't really need to take that with you. That's probably not a good idea. But I got a sword, in case something comes at me, I can just, no, I'm just kidding. I just put that in there for fun. But I have things all shoved and packed in here. Some of it's stuff that my kids would bring with them, and some of it's mine. So I just sort of put it all in there. And some of the things that I have, I've kind of showed throughout the week whenever I was showing like all the stimming different stuff and things that could help you whenever you're needing to be in a place where you need to be more still, or something you can, use with your hands. So I'm going to pull out, this is my son's, but it's this little game thing. We used to have Game Boys and stuff. This is his DS. And so he kind of can have this whenever he's like sitting in the car or whatever, we try to do the whole limiting screen time and stuff, but it really helps them to just have something if we're in a doctor's office or whatever, and keep them busy. But Then there's rocks. Yeah, you can totally carry rocks in your bag if you want to. So I showed you all these cool little rocks. So another thing that's good to have when you have sensory issues, and yes, it looks exactly like my poster in my kitchen. When you have sensory issues, you want to take a t-shirt with you because I hate getting wet. So I don't like whenever my skin, there's a glare on there and it's making it really hard. But I don't like whenever wet things get on me. And sometimes shirts like this can get itchy or like frustrating to wear. So I take a t-shirt in my bag and then I can change into my t-shirt if something gets on it or I start to feel itchy or whatever. It's good to have. And then also sometimes your feet get super sweaty and you just want something comfortable. So you got to take your Fox socks, Dr. Seuss. But anyway, super soft, make you feel comfy if your feet need some sort of stimulation and just kind of provides a little squeeze and warmth and whatever. A lot of cuddly stuff really is. I'm actually using my daughter's weighted blanket right now. I got each of my kids one because they struggle with sleep and stuff. And so, of course, just like everything else my daughter has, it's Frozen. And my son's is Minecraft. Go figure. So both their extreme interests. But yeah, it's a 5-pound weighted blanket, and you might feel silly or whatever bringing this small blanket with you or whatever, but it does help if you go somewhere where you feel anxious. And then of course you got your different size squashmallows. Wouldn't suggest really bringing one this size unless you have more room in your backpack, but they're nice to have something to hold on to. I usually just take the keychain size for my bag because I can just hook it on. It doesn't really look, like you can get these at Five Below. It's actually where I got this one. It is super cute. I showed it off a little the other day, but Mrs. Frankenstein goes with all the creepy stuff that I like. And it can fit in your palm and it's soft like all the other squashmallows, but it's not taking up as much space in your bag. And people just think it's a little keychain. So, and then you can just sit there, and if you like me with the pressure stuff, you can just squeeze that in class or rub it or whatever, and that helps you to relax. So small is good whenever you're packing your backpack. I don't always carry this one. This is usually what I have for school or the places that I would go where I would have way more fluorescent lights or things that would cause me to, be triggered because of the sensory stuff. You never know when you're going to need a ruler and need to measure something. I'm just kidding. That was just in there. So these my friend actually got for my husband, and they're super cool. Let me see if I don't know if they light up. I think they light up. Oh, there it goes. Oh my goodness. They're like little dragon chopsticks. Anyways, these days you kind of need your own silverware maybe because there's germs and stuff. So you can bring your own glow in the dark chopsticks. I don't know. It's comes in. Oh, look at that. It changes colors. I didn't realize it did that. So those are fun. That's something fun that you can bring in your backpack. Or I guess, if you wanted a visual stem, you could just sit here and go like this, and it makes it fun. Of course, not in a classroom where, people would be distracted, but just something fun to do. Then I have my planner, which I'm trying to get myself to bring a whole lot more because I got this special planner that's supposed to help you, and it's kind of set up differently. And a lot of people on the spectrum, we can be, not like geniuses everywhere, but we can be really smart in certain ways, or like I have super good long-term memory, but my executive functioning is like with all my short-term memory. And so like I have to discipline myself to like write things down and write the calendar down like 5 different ways. And a lot of the other people that I've watched their videos that are also on the spectrum, like they have to have like something on their phone and in physical form and as an app. And like we have to use all of these. So it's good to have, something else, especially since my phone broke. I would have nothing on the phone calendar. And, you got this old school way of doing it. So, and of course, you got all the cool, colorful pen things that you can use with it. And they go on smoothly. I have like motor skill issues, and I also have like issues with my grip or whatever. And so it's really hard if I have to have a pen that like pushes really far down. I mean, I guess you could say I'm high maintenance with pens, but like, hey, good to have you here. I was just talking about having good pens in my autistic survival backpack because my motor issues. So like my wrist will hurt a lot and I'll squeeze too hard on it and I can't get it from squeezing. And so I like it to just glide out smoothly. These I got from, I hate this lighting. These I got from Amazon, and they have like all the different colors, and they were pretty cheap, but they are perfect for not just doing the calendar stuff to help you with the executive functioning stuff. If they're also good if you want to draw on something, or because sometimes I like to like draw, like stim and draw. That's one that I didn't mention the other day, like is doing the coloring pages and stuff like that. It's kind of like you're able to kind of focus on something else, and so these are kind of multi-purposeful. And then if you're somewhere where you want to read a book, or and of course mine is cat shaped because I am obsessed with cat stuff. So you can bring your Kindle or whatever you have for audiobooks or physical books. I do both sometimes. And like if you have to wait on your kids, like my kids go to occupational therapy multiple times a week and other stuff. And so like I have something where I can kind of sit there and, make use of my time and just not sit there and be nervous, I guess, or like waiting for them to get out and kind of, something to keep my mind healthy and busy instead of sitting there probably thinking about all kinds of other stuff. Then I have my different types of glasses. So I went through this whole thing because my eyes, and I was just tired of like being so sensitive to all the light and the sounds and whatever, and then figured out about autism. So I did watch Asperger's on the Inside for one pair that I got an idea from, and another for Erlin syndrome, and another couple things that just are due to like photophobia and light sensitivity. So I got these red glasses that make me feel like I just went to like a sci-fi like closet or whatever, in a crime scene closet where they do all the red pictures and stuff like that, because like everything turns red. But I have like different forms of dyslexia or whatever, and they kind of can help when I'm reading, because I also struggle with reading comprehension. And ADHD and stuff also doesn't help, but these help with Erlin syndrome and dyslexia, different types of things. And so you can just, wear them every so often. I think it's like 30 minutes time span maybe, or something like that, or like, not all day, but I keep wanting to put them down. These are better to use than sunglasses, though, because a lot of people like say, oh, wear sunglasses inside and stuff like that, which, is okay if maybe they're your like prescription kind or something. But if you do too dark, then it's going to mess with your eyes, and then your eyes are not going to be able to adjust as well when you take them off if you wear something too dark. And these you can wear more of the time. They're like an amber tinted ones. These are the kind that Paul from Asperger's on the Inside sort of has. And I enjoy these a little bit better. They make me look super cool. But it's not like such a dark color, so you can still kind of like see things how they already were a little bit more, but it does help a whole lot with the light sensitivity. I would say that having a hat and sunglasses, I mean, these glasses is even more beneficial, but without the hat, even still, like it's not too dark. And usually this light over here that I help for the video is pretty bright. So I can definitely tell the difference with putting these on, and you'll have a lot less migraines if you wear stuff like this, because that's really all I have figured out you can do about it. It's just find more tools. Then you got your gum that I talked about that's like good for using for, you know, a stim. And scissors and pens and index cards. That's smart. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember having more things that I can actually write on, and like I think that I'm going to remember it all in my head, but I don't. And yeah, so but yes, gum, lip balm. Yes, those are all good. I'm just like, but I love these kind because, and I know y'all have probably seen them before, but they're the little cube kind, and they're so good. And this one actually is one that just came out. I wasn't sure if it's going to be gross or really good, but it's strawberry lemonade. So anyways, gum's good to have. I mean, obviously you don't want to be like, you know, whatever in class and stuff or wherever you go, but like it really does help when you kind of have social anxiety or feel awkward. You know, you can just stand there and chew a gum and just not talk to anybody or not feel so nervous about it because you'll have gum. So that's something else. And then whenever I go places, I have, so this is one of my notebooks for school, and I actually found this soft thing at Dollar Tree. It's supposed to fit on a smaller notebook, but the point was for me to have something that, you know, was just there that I could rub on while I'm in class. And, you know, it just looks like a little decorative thing. Like nobody really think much about it, you know, or whatever. And then you'll just have your notebook, have this, and it just helps to, you know, have something else to kind of feel comfortable. That it's like camouflaging. And then, of course, you got your different headphones. So these are my daughter's, and my daughter and son both have the, can't even get these things unattached. They both have a pair of these. I actually got these ones at Academy for like maybe $5 or $6 or whatever. But they have these. They get super sensory sensitive as far as audio, and so do I. So I need to get some more like this also, because mine don't always silence enough. But yeah, these are really good for kids to have to carry around. They kind of fold up, and so they can fit in their bag pretty easily, so they can take off and on. And then I use the Impal noise canceling headphones. Yes, I would love to have some Bose like the other people that I've seen. Some of them have those, but you know what? I got like mom income and it's not coming. So I have these. They're still pretty good. They do have the noise canceling switch over here. I did do a lot of reviews on these versus Sony and different stuff like that, because I look into everything in detail before I buy it. So they're pretty decent. They haven't broken or anything since I've had them. They're really great headphones, and really good still for listening to music or whatever else. I need more fun things in my bag. Mine's very practical. Yeah, mine used to be, you know, I would just like, I didn't even like carrying around a purse much even. Like I just didn't really want to have to carry anything because I'd probably leave it somewhere or forget it, honestly, like with my experience. So it's easier not to, you know, but now I'm learning that it's good to have it, and, you know, whatever. So, I also have a pouch that I keep in my purse with stimming stuff, cloud, Play-Doh, a fidget spinner, and some squishies. And I always keep my stuff in purse, like sunglasses. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it helps. I mean, every little bit helps, because, you know, if I don't have to have a meltdown, then that would be great. So another thing that's good for kids is they don't have to carry around their like 5,000 Legos. Okay, we probably have more than that, to be honest. But, you know, just a small amount like this for kids or adults who really, really like Legos, and they can just sit there and kind of like sit there and build something. So if you don't want them, you know, to have the game or whatever, they've had enough time of that, like they can have like a little Lego set and just sit there and play with them. And yeah, so anyways, just a little bit. Yes, they will probably get all over your car. Yes, I have to clean my car like way too often, and there's definitely different toys all over. but then they're less likely to be fighting each other in the back seat, and everybody's a little bit more content. I really like the idea of the cloud Play-Doh. I definitely need some of that. This is something that I really like. It's the putty. So similar, good, nice to squeeze. And you can put little beads in it, which is what their occupational therapist does. She puts, you know, beads inside of it. You roll it all up, and then it helps with their motor skills too. So not only does it calm them, like the cloud Play-Doh or the putty stuff. There's a lot of different stuff coming out more these days because autistics are kind of creating more. But basically, it helps with motor skills to get the beads out. And then at the same time, they're kind of being able to, you know, have that self-stimulation. And just like I'm doing, you know, you're just playing with it a little bit and you know, have fun with it, whatever. And then when you put the beads in it, like I said, it will help a lot with that. I probably should have done that a lot when I was a kid because my hands just have a lot of gripping and things issues, and also arthritis stuff that I guess is slowly coming to me. Woohoo! So yeah, a lot of fun stuff like that. This is something I actually do during school. Yes, another special interest that I somehow forgot is definitely fantasy. That's definitely one of my top ones. And I love dot to dots. Counting helps me calm down. It's kind of like almost an echolalia thing for me. Just and not counting like certain numbers and things like that. Just, you know, being able to count in order. It gets your brain to focus on something else. I can't do any of those like anxiety coloring books because like those look like anxiety looking at them. Like, why would you think that that helps? I don't know. If it helps you guys, that is totally fine. Good for you. I cannot sit there and color like all that tiny stuff. That's just tedious and my brain hurts. But I would suggest if that hasn't worked for you, like it hasn't worked for me, try dot to dots. Got the cool unicorn that I did and the dragon. And I actually do these during class. And when I'm kind of focused doing this, I can actually focus on the teacher better because I'm not like going on what's in my head and all my thoughts all day long. I can just sort of like shut it down and focus on counting while I listen, which sounds like really, you know, chaotic maybe, but I have to be able to calm my brain to be able to listen in some way. So there's too many choices. I know I said I don't carry all this in my bag every day. But yeah, I would need a bigger bag, and then it would start making my back problems worse. So, you know, I try to get little things like this. Like I carry this size of a word find with large print because my eyes just suck for whatever reason. Probably all the neurological stuff, but whatever. I get large print and it's huge. Yeah, so carry something like this, just another thing like that. I know it's like old school on paper, but whenever I do it on my phone, like the light from the phone will probably overstimulate me too much. And so using this like calm, plain paper or whatever, it won't hurt my eyes and my brain as much. So keep that in mind that sometimes we think that we're doing something to help our brain on our phones and we look at the screen too long and that can make it worse. So Do I have anything else in here? Oh. Notebooks. Different type of notebooks. So this is my challenge to y'all, because I have to challenge myself. Okay, so I have really cool notebooks. That's not the challenge. The challenge is actually remembering to carry a notebook with you and pull it out actually every once in a while and use it, because I tend to just think, oh, it's cool, I'll carry it in my bag because I like what they look like and I just want to collect them. And then it turns into an interest of collecting different type of notebooks, but none of them are used, and it's like having books on a shelf that I've never read. So I'm actually trying to remember to carry around a notebook so I can write stuff down, or if I have ideas pop up in my head about a channel, subject or whatever, like I'm definitely going to forget about it. I have to write it down. This is something that like other people have been telling me too. So, I have to remember, like, I can't just keep it all in my head. Like, I've got to use these tools and use just all this stuff. Last but not least, snacks. You need snacks in your bag. You need some snacks in your bag. This is the best way to stim. Okay, but they're healthy. But just sometimes, you get nervous, you get hungry, whatever, stomach stuff goes on. And it's good to carry around something, because sometimes sensory overload can cause anxiety, and that anxiety can cause, meltdowns and stuff. And so just, being able to have something that's like you can sit there and eat that's healthy, help you get some energy and help, with your heart and your brain, all that fun stuff. So healthy snacks. But also every so often you get cravings and you need some little bit less healthy snacks to carry in your bag. Yes, I also love Japan and have Japanese snacks that my best friend brings to me in bulk. So these are not as healthy snacks, but they're partly healthy snacks. Whatever. So just like, get some of these and like, whatever. Pour them in the bag. And then, whenever you start to like go to class and, you're learning so much and you feel like you're like taking in too much and that's going to hit overload, like pull out a bag of snacks, grab your putty, whatever, and just like have that, pull out your snacks, eat them. I'm telling you, it definitely helps me. I mean, I'll probably be sitting over there looking ridiculous, but it does help to have snacks. So that is some of the things that I would carry in my bag. And that just kind of like help me whenever I'm in certain situations where I can't really leave, or I can't really just like walk out of the room, or you're in this, college class, or your kids are in class or whatever, and they just need some like a little bit less obvious things that, they're not going to sit there and like drum with stuff on the desk like I used to, just with pencils. And then the teacher's like, no. So just get them some putty or something, and they can just sit there, or like a stress ball or whatever. This is a little bit more fun, and they will be able to keep themselves regulated and won't grow up later and have a lot of issues that I've had to go through with trying to regulate themselves, because they will have tools to help them along the way. And that's just kind of the point of my video, is to share that. Hopefully one of those, yes, always have food. Oh man, I drum so hard on the steering wheel. I always look around and I'm wondering why like nobody else is like rocking out in their car, or like, dancing to the music or something. And I'm like, man, even if I'm depressed or something on a day, I'm still like over there, like I can't help it, because my brain like lights up like Christmas lights on the inside, and I just really can't control that. So, What happens when you don't have the stuff like in your head? Wait, what stuff? Nothing's a dumb question, by the way. Yes, I'm one of those that will say that, but it always sounds dumb to us. It's not always a dumb question, though. Um, but yeah, hopefully some of this stuff helped you guys. And this, when you don't have the STEM stuff, well, it's a lot worse, I guess. Do you mean like what happens when you don't have everything with you, or you don't have any of those tools? Well, if that was oh, worse, how? Okay, so for me, before I like knew about any of these things, I just would internalize it all because, if you're told like not to do certain things, or like that, you just need to do things how everybody else does or whatever your entire life, and you go through that and you don't know that there's all these tools out there, like nobody knows like what your actual needs are or whatever. You internalize that, and when you internalize that for a certain time and you hold all that energy in, and you hold all that anxious energy in, it's not just like regular energy. You blow up like major anxiety issues. You can have definitely develop, and I'm no psychologist, but I'm very interested in psychology, and I've done years worth of research to connect it with autism. But definitely, anxiety disorders can develop worse, especially when you're a child like me, who didn't have a lot of the healthy coping things to deal with a lot of my anxiety and like meltdowns, or like when I didn't know what to do in school. I would just end up melting down at home. So I would mask it all and get home, and then I would just like let it all out, and just be a total mess because I didn't regulate all day long. I just needed to be a certain way at school, and I couldn't last all day. That's a lot of kids actually that have gone through that. Um, It's both. I mean, I guess that's like one of those things that's hard to verbalize, but um, so it's a feeling, but it's also in the mind, because if you think about it, it's neurological. And so, like, I can literally feel when I'm getting sensory overload. Like, I can feel, the static around my head. It goes into my eyes. My eyes are a little fuzzy. And it's not necessarily like an anxiety feeling right off the bat, but it comes from here. And it just, my brain starts to feel a little light. And because all the lights are so bright, or there's a lot of sounds, like all the people, I can hear them talking all at the same time. I can hear everybody's conversations, and you think that that would be like Spider-Man, but it's not. So now I can put my headphones on and block it out a little bit. It's still loud, but I won't have a meltdown right there in the middle of Walmart because that definitely happens. And when you're a mom with two kids, it's not fun. I mean, you don't go from having this anxiety to like it just is there and explodes. It's like almost a slow upcoming thing. You're trying to deal with the sensory, you're trying to block it out, you're using everything you can, even if you don't have tools. And then you're also wondering, why is this even happening to you? And next thing you know, you can't think. You shut down. Your brain shuts down. You can't function. You can't really barely talk to anyone, and you go completely nonverbal at times. And so we have to have those tools. I have to have that backpack, and to have gone without that for 26 years or whatever, I have no idea. I have no idea how I made it out of that, because that is just too much. That's why they made the movie about the kid on the spectrum, too loud and incredibly close and whatever. And I didn't even know back then. I just knew I related to the kid, but I didn't understand what the movie was about and all that. but it really is. It's too much. It's too loud. It's too close. And we have to have ways to communicate that, whether we're drawing or writing to someone, if we can't speak, that it's too much. And we have to have the tools so that we can basically be able to be in a room or a place where everybody else is not necessarily affected in the same way. And that way we can be in those places and not feel completely disabled because of everything else. So, oh yeah. I mean, that's how I used to do my homework. It's just like doing it all, doing multiple things all at the same time while I would read or have to do stuff. I did that a lot. I mean, you like start to naturally pick up different things that you learn help you. I just didn't know as a kid, that one, I kind of needed to do things that way, whether it be to help with the issues I had with my ADHD in schooling or the autism and just some of the sensory issues I didn't know were there. You kind of just, maybe pick up things here and there, but if you don't know that you're on the spectrum and you don't know you have ADHD, then you just don't know what to look into to get the help. And that's sort of, I think, the big issue that is out there with people who don't know yet or were diagnosed late even, or were early, but they were assisted even though they knew. So, whatever. That'll be a different topic. But yeah. I mean, my mom was 49, and she started learning about herself actually being autistic as well. And I was helping her through a lot of that stuff. And she was happy to have finally found some of that information. And it really was helping her in the time that she had. And so I just kept having to tell her, like, there's people that have been diagnosed in their 70s or whatever, or people that didn't find out for themselves until they were in their 50s or 60s. I mean, Anthony Hopkins is autistic, and he didn't find out until he was like 72, 73. Yes, Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins, Westworld, Anthony Hopkins, like, yeah, he is autistic, and he was so happy about it. Like, he understood why his brain was like it was, and he could understand like how he actually came up with all the ideas. Same with Dan Aykroyd. He was so obsessed with Ghostbusters that he created a whole movie, or he was obsessed with the ghost world and all that stuff, that he like wrote up his own movie and starred in his own movie because he was an Aspie. And same with the guy who created Pokemon. He is an Aspie and autistic, and he used all of what he was good at and created Pokemon. I mean, there really is great things, and some of those people didn't find out till they were older, but these tools really will help, and not everybody needs the same ones. Some help me some days, and some would maybe be worse for me other days. Like some days my weighted blanket will feel like too much for me, and I'll have to just use a different snuggly type of thing to hold on to, or the fox or whatever. But I've had to kind of trial and error. It's like a science experiment, but it's myself, and I can kind of judge what is sort of too much or too loud, or when someone's too close. And I am aware of that more now, so that I am actually able to tell them, which is before I would just feel the discomfort with all the things and all the stuff and all the sounds, and not be able to have what I needed or ask someone for help about it. So just a lot of lessons learned throughout the way. I am so glad to be here on a Friday, to have made it. I have no idea. This is insane. I'm super burnt out. I'm gonna need a break next week. So it might not be till Wednesday till I do another video, but um, I'm hearing clicking in the other room, and I'm like, what is that? It's hubby stimming, and he's playing with spoons. That's awesome, dude. I actually watched someone on TikTok that like does like spoon playing and stuff. Yeah, and check out Tea and Scribbles page if y'all haven't yet. Her YouTube channel. She has her own stuff, and so since she's here and she's been watching, I'm gonna go ahead and do the shout out to her. But yeah, thank you for coming for this week. And I'm sitting here like stimming in the chair, like I am obviously way too hyper today, and I need a swing chair for my desk. But yes. I will see y'all possibly next Wednesday. If y'all have any questions after this, I actually have a page on Facebook called The Eccentric Autistic, and you can message me through there, anything, everything, whatever questions that you have. And yeah, so just message me through there or comment down below. This should be reposted, so you can watch again some if you missed some. But yeah, thank you for coming to my channel. I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Happy Easter. Happy Jesus. Happy, I don't know, hope, whatever you need. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.